chairperson of the program, Mr. Narendra Basnet, President of CNI, Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. Sushil Koirala, the chief guest of the program, Excellency Mr. Nitin Gadkari, the guest of honor and Union Minister of Government of India, Honorable Minister Dr. Ram Charan Mahat, Honorable Minister Mr. Bimalendra Nidhi, Excellencies, Chief Secretary of the Government of Nepal, high-level officials from Government of Nepal and India, Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament, distinguished delegates, guests, colleagues from media, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor for all of us in the organizing committee to welcome you, to express our gratitude for your participation and encouragement. The Nepal Infrastructure Summit 2014 is primarily a vision and a dream of my generation of young entrepreneurs in the country to make Nepal a better place to live. In fact, we need to understand our dream before we circumvent what went wrong in terms of developing our infrastructure for the last 6 decades, after which we have had first changes of political system in Nepal. We need to also dissect what opportunities we have in future that country is offering to all of you as an investor, as a development partner, as an individual interested in business in this particular region. And also, it is something that we are evaluating how Nepal can have a sustainable development through the development of infrastructure and creation of employment along with improvement in economy and socio-economic condition of the general people is one of the most important fundamentals we see is important for our country. We in Nepal had debated for very long about what type of politics we should have. We had not debated as long for the development and for the improvement of infrastructure in the country. Let us now dedicate our time, energy, whatever we can to develop our country, to make Nepal a better place, to make Nepalese economy competitive, to make Nepal a place where our children, grandchildren will happily live. They will not migrate. And we also need to evaluate as an individual citizens how we can change the fate of this nation, how we can contribute positively, not only giving suggestions and creating an environment where people cannot function. We need to evaluate that, and I'm sure we started doing it from this morning. We have been trying to evaluate what opportunities this market is offering to investors, to development partners, what government is thinking about the type of projects that are available to be developed by government itself and to be developed by the privates. And maybe through private and public partnership, the projects that government envisages would also be helpful to change our mass unemployment in our country. It is not only unemployment, the production is declining. The economy has become one of the weakest because we have lost the competitiveness. Our industries are squeezing. Manufacturing sector has come down from some times ago, about a decade ago, 12.5% to 6% of the GDP. And hence, the time has come for all of us, corporate and all the citizens of Nepal, to focus on how Nepal can develop better infrastructure, to deliver the services to its citizens, how private and public can work together hand in hand, and then we must also learn from the international experiences. We do not have to repeat the same mistakes which other projects in other parts of the world had already done. We have to learn from those mistakes and make our projects more successful. During the 2 main sessions this morning and the afternoon, we discussed about the potentials and opportunities. We deliberated about the development can be sustainable and how that can be made sustainable. Whether it is also important for our economy to have a sustainable development, and then we need to evaluate whether Nepal is offering an investment climate which international investors will look for. Based on this particular discussion and tomorrow's 3 keynote sessions and plenary sessions, we believe that we will try to understand what needs to be done in our country, where private can play a role and where government should play a role, because Almost all projects cannot be developed by private. There needs the intervention of the government. Right Honorable Prime Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my country, Nepal, hosts a very good people. They are honest in general, very hardworking. We live a very simple life with very meager mean, but our smiles are very fat. We smile very fat. And then we have the highest resources, not only in water. It is one of the most beautiful countries in terms of biodiversity, most fertile land, but still we do not have sufficient food we produce for our citizens. Our people are working in different other parts of the world, in different labor markets, creating world-class infrastructures, creating industries, make profit, and our industries are dying. Our infrastructures are in dire need of service investment. And what went wrong is not only the responsibility of individual, of a political system, or a decision maker. It is the responsibility of 28 million people, and we should come forward to work together. I hope you agree with me when we say that, yes, we the Nepalese wants to have Nepal be built as a better place to live, not only for me and for my children, but the grand and grandchildren. Can we leave some drinking water for them? Can we make our environment pollution-free? Can we make Nepal a place where people would love to come and stay permanently, not for tourism? These are some of the challenges Nepalese entrepreneurs must address. We cannot simply complain and remain idle on complaining. People can complain. I strongly believe that there is a very strong phrase in Vedas. It says, when you discuss about issues, ekam satyameva viprabahuda vadanti. Satya eksa, it means the truth is single, but we people, the smart people, the teachers, the intellects, they try to create different dimensions and diverse the philosophy. What we want in this country is a better condition to work. We want a better system to function, and we want our children to be the proudest children, to be the Nepalese citizens. This is what is the truth. Let us not divulge that in different ways and different means, as Vedas had said. Today, I live in a country where the rural and urban infrastructure is inadequate, grossly inadequate. We want to improve that. In the years ahead, I'm sure the present government has given a strong support for good infrastructure investment in the country. So we look forward to hear from the government officials, the Prime Minister, the ministers, how we can work together. How this summit can provide some of the fundamental suggestions on what needs to be changed and what Nepal needs to do in next a decade's time. Ladies and gentlemen, especially Your Excellency, Mr. Gadkari, you had been very, very instrumental in India to develop infrastructures. Some of the flagship projects are considered to be some of the best examples in South Asia. We want to learn from those experiences. We want to see that Nepal also excels on those type of things. But I have a small dream. As an entrepreneur, as a citizen of Nepal, I dream someday before I die, because nobody has seen life after death. So before I die, I want to travel from Kathmandu to Delhi in a fast train. I take the train 6 o'clock in the morning, reach about 11 o'clock in New Delhi railway station, and go to meet some of my colleagues, take a return fast train at 3 o'clock, and back home with my wife at 9 o'clock. This is what I dream. And technically it is possible. But I, as an individual citizen, I cannot materialize this dream. So probably people like you can help us, can provide an opportunity to have a seamless transfer of people, goods, and services between our countries. We want same type of expectation with China. We want to travel in a similar way to Tibet and maybe back to Beijing and come back in a day or maybe half. This is the type of dream we need to dream for the country. I encourage my colleagues from Nepal to be the part of this small dream I believe I should realize before I die. And I wish many of us can have the same train on board to realize this dream. I thank you for sharing our dream together with you. Thank you very much.